Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Thursdays. My name is Sonia, my pronouns are she, her, and I hope you're ready for a second helping of Heroes in a Half Shell Heroclix. This is part 2 of a 3-part series. I know I said 2-part series last week, but I failed to remember how long I can talk for, and if we did a 2-part series, this was going to be a half an hour long, and I don't want it to go that long. So this is part 2 of 3. So if you haven't seen part 1, you can go back and watch last week's video. And when you're done, come on back and we will talk about set 2 of Ninja Turtles Heroclix. Now there wasn't as much fanfare with the release of this set. There wasn't an in-store organized play kit. They didn't send out any maps to stores for organized play or anything like they do with most Heroclix sets and like they did with the first Turtle set, but there was still a lot of fun stuff to come with it. In addition to the Gravity Feed set, which I bought, there was a Fast Forces set, which they don't really do as much anymore. They've kind of replaced those with the board game. But Fast Forces were basically what it sounds like. It was a Fast Forces. It was 6 figures that would make usually a 300-point team that you could play right out of the box. Usually one of those figures was super good to help sell those Fast Forces. So I bought those. I forget which figure was really good. It was either April or Casey. It was the 4 Turtles and Casey and April. And I got the dice and token pack. The dice are these cool translucent Ninja Turtle D6s with the 6 being replaced with the set symbol, the Ninja Turtle face. Let's look at this roll. Ooh. That's almost a guaranteed hit. That is a 10. That is a 10. Good dice. This is actually the 3rd or 4th take I've done of this. They rolled a 4 last time, and I told them they were going in jail. They listened. They're good dice. And you got these really cool action tokens. They have they're very reflective. They've got the Nickelodeon logo on the back for the Turtles, but on the front, they're very solid plastic, as you can hear. On the front, they've got my 87 boys, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and I've unfortunately I misplaced a few of these, so I only have 4 of the 6 right now, but we also have the Shredder. So those are cool, had to pick those up, in addition to my Fast Forces and my entire Gravity Feed. So let's take a look at the 87 Turtle set. Now, like the last set, which was more of a Mirage set, but still had other eras sprinkled throughout, we're going to see some Mirage, we're going to see some IDW, and we are going to see some Nickelodeon all sprinkled throughout here. But it's mainly my 87 boys, so let's see what we've got and what I pulled out of here. Like I said, this is not the whole set, much like last time. I don't have a complete set of actually any Heroclix set. The closest I have actually is Spider-Man, Superior Foes of Spider-Man, of which I'm missing 2 pieces. But yeah, I have a fair amount of the first 3 Turtles Heroclix sets. Why not the 4th? You have to stay tuned for that answer. But we've got Leonardo leads. He is leading from the sidelines, apparently, because his katanas are sheathed. Donatello, who does machines, is much more ready for battle, as his bow staff is out. Boop. Raphael, who is looking cool but crude. Is it cool but crude or cool but rude? I've heard it both ways, and both sound right, and I actually have no idea. I don't know if anyone actually knows. But yeah, much like Leo, his sides are sheathed, but he's got that too cool for school, arms across the chest. And then our party dude, Michelangelo, who's got 1 chuck out, 1 chuck in the back. Whoop. But looking like only my 87 boys can. Now, if you remember that the foot soldiers that came with the Mirage set were actually from the 87 cartoon. So we have the inverse here. We actually have the human foot soldiers from the Mirage set, and they actually have different weapons, different sculpts, obviously. You've got ninja throwing stars on this one. You've got this three segment. It says three segmented staff. They are all. Yeah, all these things are named by their weapon. So it says foot soldier, and then in parentheses, it's like 3 segment staff. You've got this one who has katars, which I would not have known if it was not printed on this dial. You've got katanas, which I would know because they're katanas. Also from Mirage, at the common level, we got a generic Triceratops soldier. These things were always like really a mystery to me because like I had the action figure as a kid, but like I didn't read the comics, and so I like never saw Triceratops. I thought that they were just like one of those things, like one of the many like action figure only characters. And I was really puzzled because like they're on the cover of the 3rd Turtles NES game, the Manhattan Project, but they're not actually in the game. So that's just a quick aside on the Triceratons. And then we get the lunatic himself, Casey Jones, which if you watch the 87 series, which I cannot recommend enough, and I will never stop recommending it, he is a complete nut job and he's awesome to watch. We've got April O'Neil, Channel 6 News, in her yellow jumpsuit with her camera. We have Master Splinter in his robe with his walking stick. And we got the 2 characters I was actually most excited about, to be completely honest, from this set, because they finished off basically my 87 villains, or my prime villains, which we got Bebop, and Rocksteady. And once again, I really want to commend WizKids for the amazing attention to detail and the really smooth paint jobs of this and the last set. I think that's actually it for the 87 stuff that's in this set. It was all at the lower rarities, which is perfectly fine. Easier to get. With Mirage stuff, we actually got the original Fugitoid. If you remember, we had the IDW Fugitoid in the last set, so here's the original Eastman Laird design. We've got the Shredder from Mirage. This guy's a pain in the butt because when he gets knocked out, he explodes. James, this look is for you. You know what you did multiple times. In all seriousness, I love my brother, and he has made amazing use of this figure. And that's about it looks like, for the Mirage stuff. Going up to IDW stuff, we actually I'll wait on the IDW stuff. And I'm wrong, because we also have a named Triceraton. We have Zog from the IDW comics. Zog, who I believe made an appearance in the animated series. I believe it's Zarok and Zog. I'll have to check on that. It's one of the Triceraton commanders in one of the most insane episodes of the series, and that's saying a lot. We've got a couple characters from the Nickelodeon show, and this is going to have some spoilers for the Nickelodeon show. Fair warning, I know it's over 10 years old at this point, but just fair warning, spoilers for the 2012 Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles are incoming. So we'll get them out of the way now. So we have Irma. April's one of her best friends at school, Irma. Except that you will find out that Irma is actually a robot that is piloted by Krang Subprime, one of the main antagonists of the 87 Turtles. And she turns into this giant mech suit. Very, not similar, but in the same vein as our beloved Krang from 87. So yeah, that's kind of a huge spoiler because you don't know it right away. Crank Subprime, also voiced by Gilbert Gottfried of all people, but it works. And then you have one of the freakiest, if that wasn't freaky enough, one of the freakier characters, another kind of deep cut from the Nickelodeon Turtles, is this thing. It's called a Squirrelanoid. And it is basically, hey, what if we did the pizza monsters, you know, the big yellow xenomorphs, but we made them squirrels? This is a xenomorph squirrel, and it is both equal parts awesome, fluffy, and terrifying. In fact, like, the episode that it's from is actually, it's based on Alien. It's very, horror. It's very horror-based. It's survival horror, that kind of, like, slasher movie. With, like, the power out in the sewers, and the squirrelanoids are out there, and it's really tense. It's a really cool episode. So I was really happy they made this. From the Archie comics, we got this character called... Who is this, anyway? This guy's called Chen Kan. I forgot he was in this set, so I did not do any research, and I have no idea who he is. If you would like to tell me, the comment section is down below. Please let me know. I never get tired of hearing about turtles and learning. Like, learning that this guy exists. How did I not know that Armagon existed? Like, I sort of knew because he was on the cover of either the Genesis or the Super Nintendo version of TMNT Tournament Fighters. But he's a giant future space shark. And this guy is awesome. You want to talk about a piece that I abused a lot? This guy right here. But I love sharks, and this thing is right up my alley. So Street Sharks, so Jawsome. Now, I almost forgot another Nickelodeon character. We have the Nickelodeon version of Slash. So if you'll notice, as we've gone through here, we've gotten a lot of duplicate characters, but in different forms. We got the comic Slash last set, and we got the Nickelodeon Slash this set. We got different foot soldiers. We got different versions of the Turtles, different versions of Splinter, Shredder. So we're getting a good mix throughout, and all these are cool, unique sculpts. Foreshadowing. So, we'll wrap this up pretty quick. We've got some of the best sculpts, I think, in this set are actually from the IDW Turtles. They are very fluid, very full of motion. You've got Leonardo. And the cool thing is these can kind of double, since the IDW is so close to the 2003 series, if you want to, as those Turtles as well. Because, well, you'll find out next week. You have Donatello. Look at that. Cool, just like swoosh effect, swiping that bow. Got Raphael coming in with a big leaping kick. These things are like next level. Like, really awesome sculpts. And then Michelangelo swinging those chucks. Well, one chuck. And a big goofy grin on his face. Love you, Mikey. And this set we actually have chases from. So the chase theme in the last set I didn't talk about because I don't have any chases from that set. I did a trade for one of the turtles, the chase turtles from the first set, and then I ended up not using it all that much and trading it for a different chase, which I then traded for a different chase. I'm pretty sure it went Firestorm ID card to chase Raphael to chase Hawkeye from Avengers Defenders War to chase Age of Apocalypse Jean Grey, if I'm not mistaken. And no, I don't know why that I can track that and remember that, but I can't remember when certain bills are due. But they were done in like the Mirage, like classic comic book style. Like they were white and black, like in what would come to be known as a sketch variant that WizKids did for all of 2 sets. So while I don't have one of those pieces, I can at least show you that this is more or less what it would have looked like. This is a Talon from a Batman set, but it would have had, like the comic shading, the cross-hatching. They looked pretty cool when done right. They weren't always done right. But this chase set was sort of a what-if chase theme from the comics, apparently the 84 comics, which is, what if the Turtles had actual superpowers? And so we get these superpowered versions of the Turtles. We get Leonardo with his gravity whip as Graviturtle. And not knowing what these characters were, I had to get them because, look at this. This looks like an action figure. This looks like a Playmates figure, from the 90s, full stop. Donatello gained electrical powers and became Shelectro. And once again, I know I've mentioned before how awesome lightning effects are in Heroclix. Raphael basically became the Thing. He is called Gridix. He's a big, beefy boy. He's a big, beefy boy. Look at the size comparison. And remember that Leonardo is jumping. Right, where's Shelectro? Big, beefy boy. Big, beefy boy. And then last but not least, we have Michelangelo as Bloboid. This sort of Mr. Fantastic-esque goopy dude. But yeah, these felt like Playmates figures from the 90s. And I was riding high. After 2 amazing Turtle sets, I was riding high. I had most of the key characters from the 87 show. And I couldn't wait to see what was coming next. And next week, we'll find out what came next. We're riding high, and there's nowhere to go but down. So, join me next week for the beginning of the end of TMNT in Heroclix. If you've been liking this series, or just like what I do, like, share, comment, subscribe, click the bell notification so you don't miss a vid. Follow me on Twitter at SoniaOutandProud. And I will see you all on the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Thursdays. Thanks for watching. Bye!